A very beautiful, sunny and warm welcome from Portugal, from Portimao. You already seen the main announcement that we will be racing this year the BMW M4 GT4 together with Jimmy and Steve, who is sitting or actually lying over there, and together with Black Falcon and Billstein, of course. And in today's video on this second channel, I would say, I want to go more in depth and showing you all the features of the car, show you the things that I really like, that I dislike. Is there anything I don't dislike? Is there something I dislike? I don't think there is, actually, now that I'm trying to think of it. So let's get to it. What do we have here? It's a BMW M4 GT4. Now, GT4 spec, this means it has like a certain type of aero, not as crazy as a GT3 car. But in terms of the power configuration, depending on the BOP of the series, the balance of performance, you can run different amounts of horsepower. So for example, for SRO, the most common amount is 450, whereas we on the Nürburgring will be running sort of more or less unlimited, which means around between 530 and 550 horsepower coming from a twin turbocharged 3-liter inline-6 S58 engine. We have a lot more aero, which is like a very important feature in general, but also when we were racing last year the 330, the main question was why I have no wing, because our class was not allowing it to. So now we have significantly more aero on the front, on the rear, but we'll get to that point later on. Now, we have here Paget Racing sticker, so actually massive shout outs to our partner of this year, Paget Racing, where we'll be running Paget RSL 29 brake pads on the AP Racing brake system, and the Paget RSL 29 is one of my favorite pads, something that I quite often advise to people over the years, and I've been saying quite often in my videos, so I'm actually very happy that I'm becoming our official partner, because it's not something like now that they're partner I'm gonna start promoting them. No, I've actually been doing that already quite a lot in my videos before. So anyway, AP Racing, we have Vulcan tires, which is also another partner of the year, I would say, for the upcoming racing season, together with Ravenol. Now, what else do we have here? What I want to show you. Actually, the car is made from, well, actually utilizes lots of, not really carbon fiber, but linen fiber, the same stuff that you can find in your clothes, because unlike carbon fiber, it can burn. Now, you might ask yourself the question like, hey, don't you not actually want it to be fire resistant? Funnily enough, I mean, if your car is on fire, I think that's already like, you can let it burn. The reason why it's good that it can be burned is for recycling, because normal carbon fiber, you cannot recycle, you just need to throw it away, dig a hole in the ground and just bury it with it. Whereas this can be recycled. While we're still on the outside, and it's very loud out there, I apologize for that, we have a very big wing that can be adjusted in 6 different settings that you can play with the downforce a bit, it depends on what you want. We have the quadruple exhaust that we all know from the street car. We have also air jack system over here. What I didn't mention is actually lots of lightweight materials, so not only the rear but also the front window is made out of Lexan. It's all plastic. Not sure if you can hear it, and you can see here is actually reinforcement elements on the windows to make sure that the windshield will not go inside under heavy air resistance. Okay, so on the inside, also here we can see the same plastic windows, lots of not Kevlar but like linen fiber. I should look up the official name of that. And now let's get into the more interesting part, namely the interior. So the thing that I love the most of this car is actually its accessibility in terms of driver changes. Whereas our 330 and lots of other cars have really high roll cage, here it is relatively low, so accessibility wise it's actually very easy to do driver changes, to hop in and out of the car. By the way, look at this, it still has the plastic, like we can actually take the foil off. Brand new, love it. The seat, Recaro, I wouldn't know, to be honest, what exact type it is, but it is fixed. You cannot adjust it, because what you can adjust, however, is the pedal box by pulling this, so you can move the pedals closer to you or further away, and also the steering column. So I guess let's get in the car and I can walk you through the menus. And look how easy it goes, like whoop. You can just grab the door and go inside. As mentioned, we have here a lever that we can pull and move the pedals further away or closer to us. Very convenient. You have also very low seating position, which gives you like a real race car driver feel. Amazing. And with this massive lever over here, when you pull it down, you can put the steering wheel further away from you. Oh, actually it is already maximum far away, so you can move it up and down, and also in addition make it significantly closer to you, or again further away. I'm going to start the car, so we have here the main switch. Before I do that, I can show you a couple of other things. We have, actually I'm going to start it now because it's getting quite hot in here. So we have here the start stop button. Let's go. Ooh, it gets very loud instantly. My favorite feature of the car, and also that of Jimmy and Steve in comparison to last year's car, we have AC that does not cost engine power. So you can just turn it on. Woo! I'm going to kill the engine for now. Maybe just leave the door slightly open for fresh air so I don't get too hot in here. Let me go walk you through the buttons first. The main switch I already said is just to kill all the power completely. Then we have here driver ID change. So for the race control, where you're getting in the car, to let the race control know who actually is in the car, you can swap through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or how many drivers you have. Let's walk through the steering wheel first. So we have here red button is if you're really red. No, it's a radio, so if you want to actually talk to your engineer or to whoever is on the other side of your intercom system. We have here traction control settings. So let me actually zoom in to show you what is happening. When I press there, you see the traction control settings over here. So it shows now MDM, or you can have off, or you can have fully on. Now off is actually not the actual setting, because when it's there, this gives you adjustability with this switch over here. So when you go turn, you have different mappings. So in between map 1 and 10, and you always need to confirm. So we like to drive actually with map 2 or 1. And actually I've been driving a lot with TC off to see how the car would be controllable, and it actually very much was. So click OK to confirm, and then it stays in the map that you want it to be. So this is the confirmation button. We have here drink button, so we have a drinking system. We can actually drink, which is very convenient. Full course yellow, this means when you tap it, the car goes into 120 speed limit mode. This is very convenient when you have double yellow or full course yellow, and you don't have to mind the speed limit. On the previous car, which was the G20, we had to really see the speed ourselves. So when you come into yellow flag zone, you try to just like modulate the speed yourself, or also in the pits where you have a speed limit 60, you really try to modulate yourself. Steve and I, both of us, got a penalty last year for driving slightly too fast through the pit lane, which cost us a bit of time and probably a podium on the third race, I believe. So yeah, this is very convenient. Not only we have full course yellow button here, we have that also, as you can see, it shows you that there is actually something going on, so that gives it a full course yellow mode. This is P, so when you come in to put it in park. We have here high beams, so you can actually look, we're flashing. So look, there's Steve and his camera Max. You can flash at them. Yeah, so that's very convenient. You just tap once and the car flashes by itself multiple times. Wipers to turn them on or off, just like display. We'll go through the different display settings in a bit. Limiter that you can adjust yourself. I will go through that in a bit as well. We have a pit speed limiter, and that also you can program in it. In this case it's 60 kilometers per hour, and it shows you that it's activated. And for neutral, that you also not only use to put the car in neutral, so when I hold it, it should go in neutral, maybe. Probably the car needs to be running for that, so we'll show it to you in a bit. Then we have here, this is I forgot what this was actually, to be honest. So this is the wiper speed, that I know for sure, so we can like go completely crazy. We have here, I think, the display brightness. Yeah, you can make it like darker if you're driving in the night, and brighter again. We have also, of course, the pedals itself, so shift down, shift up on this, and here on the back, I hope you can see it, this is actually the indicator to the left or to the right, so you can also see it conveniently on the screen. So when we tap this button, it goes off, and on this, it shows you the indicator to the right, and when you tap them, press them both, it will activate the hazard lights. In addition, over here we have the brake bias, so brake balance. We can put more brake pressure to the front or to the rear. Very convenient if you want to change the way the car is behaving under braking, if you have different tire degradation, or in addition, for example, also handy when you're driving in the wet. When I press the brake pedal, it shows you how much brake pressure you are applying. Also, for the rest, we have here the lap time, of course, and here, this is a funny one, this is the fuel used. So unlike the conventional car, it does not show you how much fuel you have in the car, but how much you have used so far. Temperature of differential, of the gearbox, of the oil and engine cooling. We have the pedal settings, so it shows you, for example, wet. This dial over here, this is actually for the pedal settings that I showed you previously. So when I turn it, you will see something is changing there, and you can actually have the accelerator pedal change from dry mode to wet or to linear, so just like something in between, and that the linear is that the mode we like the most. Traction control we went through, then a tire pressure, gear indicator, speed, RPM, and the shift light. Now here, let me walk you through these settings. This is the fuel reset button. This is the start button that you already have seen. The fuel reset is, this means if once you've refueled, it will show you that the fuel used is then 0. The fog lights and different lights. We have, well, the AC settings, and we have the mirror adjustment. So when we press this, you can have presets, actually very convenient. So we can save as basically the mirror memory. So for example, Steve can have M1, Jimmy have M2, I can have M3. You can adjust them all individually. You can have the dim function for night, and let's go back. This is, I don't know if I should press it because, oh yeah, this is a launch control button. Yeah, so if you want launch control, sometimes maybe in some racing series it's allowed. We don't have standing start in our endurance series, so the Nürburgring is rolling start, so it's not really necessary. So when we go back to display, you can have actually a lot other settings, such as like the voltage of the battery, other settings, the suspension values, even like look at that, the camber degrees, the conditions, what is currently happening with the car, the fuel pump speed, fuel pump pressure, all the pumps, and here we are again. What else did I want to show you? Well, we're going through here. So this, when we go here, it's actually going to give us into the mechanics menu. So I think we need to keep it pressed, and then we get here. This is my favorite icon. Look at that, because it's a dyno on a dyno, a dinosaur on a dyno. So whoever developed this, this is like the best possible thing. We have the oil information, we have the more checkups, the wiper speed that you can actually program and adjust. For the refuel, cancel the settings, I think, something for the gearing, suspension, lane assist, no, just kidding. We have more buttons. Here you can set the pit speed limiters. Actually, you can adjust every limiter. So for example, certain tracks, if you have a pit speed limit of 40, you can change it, you can reprogram it, what every button does. And this is the BOP. So 10 means maximum horsepower, and LT is torque, which also means the maximum torque. So you can adjust, you can have it, for example, 450 horsepower instead of 550 or less, or somewhere in between, depending on the racing series. That's, I think, kind of it. Again, of course, I don't know some of those settings, I don't want to touch them, but as a driver, I guess if I don't need to know them, I don't need to know them. This you can adjust how hard or how soft the AC is blowing, very convenient. And the best part about AC is not only you have here 1 and 2 exhausts, you have also one in the seat for your back, and that's the best thing ever. After driving this car, I really do not want to drive anything else. Like, every car needs to come with that. Furthermore, we have of course also cage, carbon roof, we have the intercom system here of zero noise, V-Box, telemetry system, we have the rear view mirror, but actually, to be honest, funny enough, the visibility of the side mirrors is so good that I don't need for anything else. We have here also the safety net, so let me see if I can maybe put it in for you. So you put it this, then you pull it there like that. Yeah, so now it's secured, I can drive, so my hand cannot swing or my arm cannot swing out of the window, and when we do driver change, it's very convenient. You just pull on this red thing and that's it, it detaches itself. Very convenient. Same goes for opening the driver's door, you just push and the door goes open. It was not completely closed, so let me demonstrate it properly. It's now closed and that's it. So very convenient. I guess that's really kind of it when it comes to the safety system. We have also, of course, the fire suppression system over there. So as you can see that, and that's the button over here. Let's hope we will never have to use it, because when you press it, everything gets covered in foam and then the car is a bit unusable until you clean it. Yeah, I think that's really it. I'm really excited to drive it. I hope you enjoyed this walk around. If you have any more questions about the features of the car, let me know and we'll show it to you. And this car you will also be able to see not only during the first and second and the last race, qualifying race, the 24-hour race of Nürburgring, but also during the Car Friday event on 29th of March in Nürburgring. So looking forward to welcoming you then, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.